How are you, Hamish? You all right, man?
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's a busy afternoon. My nan was a completely off topic, but she was the deputy principal at Fairfield College, which is one of the biggest colleges here for both males and females. Back in the 80s, she was the head of Māori studies in New Zealand as well. She's part of like the Māori Land March and all that kind of stuff. And she moved this marae to the school there, and it was just this old building, and she got it completely built into this most amazing carved marae you've ever been to in your life. And she died before it was finished, but she wrote the waiata for the marae, which was adopted by the school, and they still sing it at every assembly and all funerals and stuff like that. So it's really amazing. Cool, and tonight they had New Zealand String Quartet played a 90-minute set down there, and then we had like an hour. It was only supposed to be about 20 minutes. I was a bit late, but it was an hour talk from the master carver, who was telling us the story behind all the carvings, and it took them 10 years to carve, and there was about 100 people involved in it. So it was quite a massive thing, and it was and one of there's like 10 statues inside of it, and one of them is actually my nan, who died when I was about 2 or 3. So I only know her through stories, and a lot of the time you only hear bits and pieces. But my nan was so influential that I meet these people who don't know me from bar of soap, and they come up and shake my hand and just tell me how much they loved my nan. And we're talking like 30 years ago she died, so it's quite special. Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
Sorry, I couldn't leave early. I had to go through the motions tonight.
That's special, man. That's cool.
Yeah,
I think same things can happen to this podcast in 30 years. Everyone's
they're going to talk about
everyone's going to go
Grandpa Greg. And,
Greg, yeah, that podcast he did was awesome, eh? I'm like, what about Jackson? Who? There was another guy on the podcast.
Which one was he?
Yeah,
who was he?
Was he one of your guests?
You had him on the first episode, right?
Yeah, I think I remember. Just if you want to know everything, listen to the first 2 hours.
Yeah.
His carvings in the back of the room there. Yeah. Sorry, mate. Didn't mean to bring humour into that deep and meaningful, but you know.
Nah, it's all about that
too. Yeah. So we got no plan, man. We have absolutely no plan tonight, eh? I think. I think we should talk about Wolfpack, eh? We should talk about because when is it, Jackson? 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So even by the time this comes out, it'll still be that weekend.
Just a recap on big meets we've had so far this year.
Yeah. And like, big totals and stuff that have been hit.
What have we had so far? Because the Decile 1 comp wasn't officially a GPC meet, but it was effectively the GPC regional for Auckland. We didn't have one in Christchurch. There wasn't. I mean, there was some great totals there, but nothing, that you would say.
Funny you should ask that because I literally looked this up. Meets that have been registered at least with open powerlifting. There's 17 in New Zealand, so 17 this year meets, and 606 lifters. So
is that good for this time of year? I mean, last year you could didn't really have a meet until.
Well, yeah,
but
comparing it to last year. No, it's too hard to tell because obviously I've got to correlate it with the time of the year.
I thought there was about there's more than 1,000 NZPF registered lifters, right? There must be 1,500 or something like that. No.
Nah, nowhere near.
No.
Nowhere near. They have
600-700?
Probably 500 or 600 max. 500.
And GPC is about what 170, 180, something like that.
No, 130, 140 at the moment.
Oh, okay.
And then WP is about 200 or so, mid twos.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So they're taking away a little bit of what NZPF used to be. Well, probably got their own core as well now.
We haven't started yet, have we?
Yes, I've been recording for 5 minutes now. Jesus.
Yeah, but we haven't even done an introduction.
I wasn't going to bother, man. We were just talking.
Fuck off.
Because after we start pressing record, it's like, so, and it's all kind of silence, like, oh, I've already said it all. What do we talk about now?
Hey guys, welcome to the special edition of Off the Platform. We're about to start the podcast now, so
yeah, start it now. Let's start it now.
Yeah,
none of that pre shit. Yeah.
So, but are we just covering New Zealand big totals and big lifts?
Hey, let's talk about the whole thing. Eh? Well, I mean, I've got an hour and a bit to kill, so fuck it, let's go nuts.
See where it goes. Okay, see where it goes.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Cool. Oh, wait, we want an intro? Okay.
Yeah, go on, mate. We're waiting for you.
All right. I didn't think we were going to do it. Half the time we don't bother with intros, eh? No, we end up talking to somebody and it's like, oh, it's too late now. That's half an hour in. All right, everybody, welcome to Off the Platform. Joined today by a couple of lads. Jackson, as always. Jackson, how are you, mate?
Yeah, great. Thanks, Greg. How are you?
Munching away on his, what is that, man? What are you drinking at the moment this time of night?
Protein
shake, eh?
Yeah.
There for the gains?
Keep the gains, bro.
Yeah, getting shredded up there.
I didn't think you were really even training anymore.
What? Fucking hell. Jesus Christ.
It's like you don't really have the traps in it, and I don't know. So
it's because I've lost all my fucking water retention.
You've actually got a neck for once.
I've got a neck again. I've got like 2 chins instead of 12.
Still snoring though.
Yeah.
It's actually not bad, apparently.
Okay.
I've heard.
Okay.
I've still got the snoring going on, eh?
Last Tash.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I snored when I was like young as, so I guess that's never going away. She knew that though. She knew what she was signing up for.
Yeah. We got small nostrils, man. That's one of those things. And of course, we've got Hamish with us as well. Hamish, how are you, man?
I'm good, man.
Cool. Well, we have absolutely no plans tonight, but we thought we'd just have a yarn about powerlifting. The year that has been so far, what'll be 6 months in globally?
Yeah, we're halfway through.
Yeah, exactly. Talk about what's going on globally, what's going on locally. Some of the standout maybe lifters of the year so far. We've done a small list. Well, I've done a small list, but we can talk about some of the standout lifters from around the world too.
I mean, it's not hard to improve on last year. To be
fair,
fair,
we had a couple of decent regionals. I think Christchurch had their regional, didn't they, for GPC?
Yeah, we just got it in.
Just snuck it in. Yep.
And then I think New Zealand probably fitted most of their meets in last year.
Yeah, it wasn't as disruptive, so some of the other countries
overseas and stuff. They,
yeah.
And for some people, they had a bit of an advantage when they had 3 months off work and a gym in their garage, so they could post big totals later in the year. So, some of us had no equipment at all. And
some of us were just quicker to buy equipment, mate.
I bought equipment, it just didn't turn up because the warehouse got arrogant and Jacinda said, not happening.
Oh, did you actually buy equipment?
Yeah, I bought equipment about 5 days before the full lockdown hit. And the warehouse from Torpedo 7, and they said, yep, absolutely no problem. Give us your money and we'll send it out to you. And then, of course, Jacinda put ice on that. And then it took about a month to get that refund too. So,
of course, they'll take it out in a minute, but
of course, back. Classic.
Yeah, bastards.
But yeah, I see. I believe you're getting a bit of training in there, Prez. I seen a video Geordie had posted on his Instagram story. I believe you were in the squat rack. What were you doing in the squat rack again?
I was just demonstrating to some people in the gym what not to do.
Bicep
were you curling? Yeah.
So
there's video evidence. So
do not curl in the squat rack, especially with an empty bar. Like this is the number one. No. Yeah,
look like you've been a bit of training because you have a bit of bulk going on there. The side profiles are never, you can't judge depth from the side, but you can judge your guts.
Fucking prick, I noticed him. He's been quiet too. And he's just like behind one of the machines, and I thought, he's been really good. He's just standing still for a while. I wonder what he's up to. I got sprung, I got sprung.
You have to get back.
Yeah, exactly.
He's all about those angles and mirrors and stuff,
Exactly.
And that on his Instagram. Get a real life shot of Jordan.
I know. Curling in the squat rack. Yeah, curling.
You can't get away with shit these days.
Nah, you can't, hey?
Nah.
Thanks, George. Yeah.
So what's on your list there, Greg? What have you got to talk
about? I pulled together. Good question. I pulled together some stats from the year to date. To some standout lifters that have entered or defended their top 100 all-time New Zealand places at all feds, grouped in under Glossbrenner, if anyone's asking. It will be under Glossbrenner, so not under total. So just for Glossbrenner,
no masters points applied or anything under that.
No, just purely weight. Yeah, purely weight versus total. So got lifters like Carlina Tongatia. Actually, a few WP lifters in the female ranks that have done really well this year that have entered. I don't know if they've entered, so I'll throw some names at you guys. You let me know if they're brand new to the scene or not. But
Carlina's definitely not. She's like
Carlina's been around for a while, isn't she? Yeah.
Ridiculous, yeah. I mean, just recently she did a 553 total.
Yeah.
70 kilos.
Yeah. Under 70.
She was 71. She was in the 72s.
28 years old. Yeah, 72 kilo class. I've got 200 kilo squat, 118 kilo bench, and 235 kilo deadlift. And under 72 kilos, that's just mad.
That's some big lifting.
Whereabouts does she lift out of?
She's up north.
Up here? Is she in Hamilton somewhere?
New Zealand Powerlifting Academy, I think.
Okay.
NZPA, I'm pretty sure.
And then of course we've got Ashley.
Well, she told us 617 and a half.
Yeah, 255 squat, 125 bench, 237.5 kilo deadlifts.
Yeah.
And she's coming
total
in
by a girl in New Zealand.
Yeah, and from
at the time,
Lost Brand point of view, top 10. Yeah, or 10th actually. Yep. No, hopefully
at the time. Why did someone beat her?
Recently?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dina went 650.
What comp was that?
The WP North Islands, last weekend or weekend before.
And whatever WP is doing to find these girls, they just got to keep doing it, man.
It's crazy, awesome. Man.
Yeah.
Crazy. Well, the thing with Dina, she's been to the Commonwealth Games twice for discus. She's five times New Zealand discus champ.
Yeah.
And then obviously last year was horrendous.
What was the breakdown? What was the breakdown on the lifts? Do you know?
Dina was
massive deadlift.
No,
220 squat.
Yeah.
Dina, no, I've got 182.3.
No, from WP North Islands. When she got 650, she got a 225 squat, a 155 bench, and a 270 deadlift.
A 270 dead.
Yeah, man, and it's fast. It's fast.
I mean, I don't know what's more mind blowing: the 150 bench, which is more than pretty much 99.9% of guys will ever do.
Yeah.
And then 270 dead. Wow.
And that was easy. And the thing is that she squatted 250, but she jumped the rack command. So there's another 25
she's
kilos.
Potentially a 700 kilo total.
Yeah.
I see what I've done. I put her weight. Her weight was 182.3. So yeah, the squat is 225. Yeah, correction. Thank you, Jackson.
So I guess what was she like at the discus? Was she in the
fourth,
upper at the
Commonwealth Games twice?
So she wasn't quite qualifying total for Olympics then, or
I think she was on track for Tokyo, and then obviously that got cancelled last year, and so.
But they're still sending a team if they can qualify, right?
Yeah, I guess she didn't hit the qualifying comps or something. I'm not sure how it works for athletics.
Right. Well, we're happy to have her in powerlifting.
Oh yeah.
I've always said that these top athletes in other sports, the Jacko Gills and what have you, that crossover would just be just crazy.
Oh yeah, man. That's this is the thing with powerlifting. We're so lucky that it's like a fringe sport because when these people come, we're all weak.
Yeah.
We're all done.
1,000 total and 100 will be a qualifier.
Yeah, all the real athletes coming in. Yeah.
When those freaks find the sport, we're done for. That's it.
Next on the list, I've got. I'm going to butcher this name.
Actually, just as an aside, I was looking for this. Carlina's total at 553, was it?
Carlina is 553. Yep.
Yeah. So and she was under 72. So at the USAPL, the USAPL Nationals that's just been this week, which is the IPF affiliate, the under 76 class was won by Jasmine Penn with a 547.5 kilo total.
Sure.
So she would have won that class.
That would have been sleeves, yeah.
That's sleeves, yeah, and Carlina's the sleeves as well.
Carlina's,
really?
Yeah, Carlina's sleeves too, yeah.
Okay.
So
raw? Was she raw or
so,
sleeves? Because it's listed here as raw.
Well, for them that is sleeves.
Is that okay?
WP's the same as IPF. If you wear wraps, it's equipped, but they don't have equipped, so.
They don't do equipped at all.
No, WP's purely a raw fed.
Good.
Sorry, that was just an aside. I knew that she was so that's
right up there then.
Yeah, that's huge, man.
There was a actually funny you mentioned equipped though. There was an equipped lifter, NZPF lifter this year. What happened in April was what was the NZPF event in April?
One of the regionals, probably.
Gwen Douglas. Oh,
she's down here.
She did single ply.
Regionals, yeah, she does single ply.
Yeah.
Yeah, she trains out of body core.
Okay. The only equipped lifter I could find in the rankings this year, with a 410 total. It's in the 76 kilo class, from the looks of it. Yeah, 76 kilo. And there was one multiply lifter too.
What was that? And
no, that's gone.
Well, it would have only have been IPL.
IPL or GPC.
Yeah, it was an IPL.
No, we don't have anyone in multiply.
There's no multiply females anyway. Yeah, yet.
Yeah.
Although people are starting to play around with the gear, I've noticed a little bit more of an increase in interest from across the ranks.
I have no interest in single ply again. If I go into gear again, it's going to be straight to canvas, straight to multiply.
Straight to multiply.
Leviathan squat suit.
Yeah.
I hated it. I mean, I've only squatted in multiply. Just the briefs, and I felt they were way more. I got more out of them than a proper single ply squat suit.
Is that right?
Yeah. Oh shit, yeah. And to get in and out, it took around about 10 seconds.
Wow.
Not even that, man.
Nice.
Yeah, just leg in, pull up, and just sort of do a bit of a squiggle, and then you're away. The squat suit could take up to half an hour to get into.
That's interesting, though, because there's a perception that multiply is a lot harder to get into.
Well, I haven't done a shirt, but it seems because you've got the open back, right? So it's and it's got that canvas inside, so it just slides in. Versus the that texture on single ply.
The amount of effort you got to go to get into those shirts. So,
well, you've used all my gear before, Jackson, and you just probably would have used it more if you could get into it easier, right? It's such a huge barrier.
I used obviously that Supercat, the shirt, and that was like a prick to get into. But the I actually used Nick Reynolds sent me a double ply overkill squat suit that I used. And it was comfy,
is it that purple one?
Nah, that was the Centurion of yours, but he had another one, an Overkill, which is a brand out of the US.
Yeah.
And I jumped in that, and this is when I was rehabbing from my Achilles. So I mean, at the time I was about 114, 115, and my max squat was probably like 280 or something. Like, it wasn't high.
Yeah.
And my second time in that suit, I squatted 800 pounds.
Wow.
I squatted 365. Second time in
the
suit.
Did you say lightweight, baby?
Almost fucking passed out.
Did you hit depth, or was it about like 4 inches away?
Well, are we going by multiply?
Don't say it,
depth, bro. I hit depth. Are we going by multiply standards?
SPF or RPS? Or?
Yeah. I'm not lifting multiply and IPF, bro.
You would have been swimming in that too if it was Nick Reynolds.
Well, no, he had never been able to get into it. That was why he sent it to me.
No, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it was definitely. Yeah, I could have been bigger, which means I obviously probably could have got more out of it. I'd love to like chuck it on now, but I sent it back because
so that was 2-ply, was it?
I think it was double ply. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot easier to slide in and slide out, even if it is a bit tighter.
Yeah, and it had the Velcro straps as well.
That Supercat, Hamish, was it the one I gave you?
No, I bought a different one.
Where's the one I gave you? You've still got that?
I've had like 3. I've had like 6 or 7 pieces of equipment, and I've just like passed it out. It just goes around the New Zealand powerlifting community. I'm pretty sure every 125 lifter in New Zealand has had a go at our stuff. That's how it works. None of them have successfully competed in them except for Jonathan Poole. He's the only one that it's sort of stuck with. And full respect to a guy that could just like prefer, equip lifting to raw lifting. So
it's amazing to think that was all that powerlifting was at one stage. Was just equipped.
Yeah.
The amount of effort that goes into lifting equipped. I mean, I'm sure I know you do get the hang of it after a while, but unless you're in a gym full of people who know what they're doing and are prepared to spend 10 minutes for every 2 rep set that you've got to do, it's a big.
You can see why people viewed powerlifters a certain way. They would have had to have been a little bit psycho just to want to do it in the first place, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's making a big comeback in the UK. Wow, a decent comeback in the UK. I know a couple of lads over there that are pushing it back, pushing forward again, which is kind of cool.
That's cool.
Well, it's got to start from the ground roots, right? In America, and was it that Texas school that's got?
Yeah, we talked about that. That's crazy. That school.
Equip lifters will come from one region, or is it one school, or something like that? It's
Texas High School Powerlifting Association.
11,000 members or something.
It's a series of schools.
The whole state.
Yeah,
it's its own association. They're the third biggest fed in the states.
Well, if they're bred into it, then they're just going to continue it. Do you think that could be something that your lifters in the high school and that would be interested in having a play in, Greg?
Jesus, equip lifting.
They've just started squatting the bar.
Yeah. All right, you've mastered the bar. No, here's an overkill.
Show the multiply.
Yeah. We'll go from a bar to 200. Let's see how it
could be like karate. You've got to earn your stripes.
Exactly.
Belts.
Well, at the moment, the parents aren't paying a thing for the club, so I think if I was to come along and say, "Oh, look, it's now $300 a month," because we're going to start paying for some multiply gear or single ply gear, they might think twice.
And they turn up and the kids aren't even
barrier too. Yeah.
They turn up and the kids aren't even using the kit, but Greg's got this brand new bench shirt and
brand new monolift. It's only
one of those ghost monoliths. Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks parents.
Thanks for the paid shout out to Ghost. Best powerlifting equipment in town.
Absolutely, yeah.
Get out.
Sponsor.
Yeah. Yeah, Ghost and Coke, thank you.
I better not drink my fucking.
No, mate. No, don't do it, man. Don't do it. We're on a roll. We're
gonna help Coke recover some of that $4 billion deficit.
Yeah, fuck you, Ronaldo. Hey, bastard. No, good on him. So, a couple of more names on the list is. Well, I want to say Rivia. How would you pronounce that properly?
Yeah. No, I don't want to bungle it, but. Yeah, Lydia Ropata.
Lydia Ropata. Yep, sorry, Lydia. I fucking butchered that name. My apologies. Another WP lifter, 18th on the list day, 226 squat, 121 bench, 252 deadlift in the 100 plus class. Yep, age 31.
She totaled for 599.
Oh, Mr. 599. Mrs. 599.
It's shout out to her coach, fucking Joe Whitaker, who can't do maths. And made her total 599 with her last pull.
Maybe she didn't have a kilo more in it. Have you seen the lift?
Yeah, I think she did.
Was it the right call?
No,
wrong call.
Wrong. I'm pretty sure that they thought it was 600.
Oh no.
And 599.
Was it in WP? Does their smaller increments for records count towards the total? Must do.
No, so they're allowed to do. They're allowed to do 1 kilo jumps.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Nightmare for the spot loaders, but
so you can bench, like, even if it's not a record, you can say, "Oh, I want to bench 216 or whatever." Yeah.
I think part of the rationale is for the boys, 2.5 is not a big deal. But maybe some of the females, a 2.5 kilo jump for a 56 kilo woman is a big deal, especially in bench. So I get it. I mean, it's a pain. It would be a pain to deal with, but it is what it is.
What's the smallest you've beaten your total by, or even a PB? Jackson, have you done an increment?
No, never.
No.
Never.
I think my biggest, it's always at least 5. I think I've done. Apart from bench, I've gone up in 2.5s, but yeah.
2.5 at least.
You haven't chipped it. You haven't chipped it, Jackson, eh? No.
Don't believe in it.
No 0.25s. No, there's not civil ones that we've got to show the refs just in case they fucking change from.
It's just niggly, man.
Lift to lift. Yeah.
Did you really take the record? Come on.
Yeah. I get it because from in IPF and say WP as well, but in IPF, it's the rationale behind it, I suppose, is that if you have a big squat and you can take the squat record and you can take it by 0.5, then you get that 0.5 added to your total, and then you're forcing the other people to take a 2.5 jump later on to beat your total, if that makes sense. So it's giving you an advantage because you have beaten a record. So yeah, I think that's how the rationale behind it, but yeah, it's kind of niggly. Still don't agree, but. And then in WP, I think it's because they let you change your squat attempts as well. Like once you put them in, like we do on deadlifts, which is kind of cool. So you can put in a big squat, and then if someone misses, then you can take it back down or whatever.
But the drama's not really there, like for total. So why not be able to do that on every lift? If that's the case.
Yeah, well, that's what you can do in WP is you can change your squat and your bench and your deadlift final attempts.
Okay.
Just because it's exciting. I suppose, then you can play with it if you've got a big squat, but then not the big deadlift, if you know what I mean. I know it might help you out one day, Hamish.
I'm done, mate. It's fine. But it's kind of like, it'd be cool if it was. It wouldn't be cool, but imagine in weightlifting, where they can go up and down, can't they? They can.
Can they go down?
Can they?
No, weightlifting's a different attempt system to us as well. Weightlifting has a rising bar, so you can follow yourself.
Yes, that's what I was meaning. Yeah.
So like literally the bar starts at whatever the lightest attempt is, and then it just goes up. And so like you might jump in like halfway through or at the end if you're the strongest. Like Lasher just jumps in at the end and just follows himself the whole time.
So what happens if you fail the lift? Do you have to go straight away again to do it again?
I think it's like a timer, like 2 minutes or something.
But literally, if there's no bigger attempt or same attempt as you, the bar stays the same weight, and they wait for you to recover for 2 minutes. You can do it again.
Yeah.
So coaches would probably be like, look, just give them a chance to recover. I'm going to go up another 2.5 or something, whatever it is to get.
Something. It's
a bit more.
It's an odd one. I mean, it's probably much easier for the spot loaders, and probably like you say, a bit more different strategy to our system. But it's interesting, yeah.
You're gonna have a whole bunch of coaches though, clambering around that table, just vying and looking at each other, and nodding and poker faces. Nope, not going up. Yep, turn around while I put my attempt in.
Yeah.
Let's talk about. Sorry, Karen, Hamish.
I was just gonna bring up a point around the use of coaches in New Zealand. Do you think that we're seeing more lifters at the top end, at the medium, even at the lower end, making full use of their coach? I mean, historically, it's always been like, your coach is kind of been, it's been your coach throughout your prep, and they might do your knees, and they might go up and put an attempt in based on what you told them to put in.
Well, definitely an increase.
At the higher end, some of the coaches are watching your, what the RPE was like and what they think they've got. They'll overrule you on a call, will completely handle you. You don't really see that much in New Zealand.
No, but you're starting to see more of it. I mean, it's like 5 or 6 years. I've seen an increase in just the use of coaches in general.
Coaches as actual on the day handlers, not just.
Oh, you've got one who maybe just wraps your knees and takes your next attempt to that they get from you to the table. That's probably at the lowest form of it, or the entry level, I should say.
Yeah, I 100% do that. I'll override a client on their numbers, 100%.
Have you ever not told them what you're putting in and just told them just go lift it?
Yep. I've got a couple of clients that actually just say to me, you just do it, and I'm like, okay, all good.
Yeah. Like, I would do that if I was lifting and I had a coach. I'd just say you put the numbers in. Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you've trained with me for like all week, or all like prep, etc. Like
all week.
Well, all week. Yeah. If you've trained with me, like
we maxed out last night. We maxed out last night, so let's make it happen today.
Yeah, so I know where you're gonna lift today.
Based on your deload week. Yep.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are fucking too precious though, and they need a handler. Like they're like, oh no, I have to have this person put my cards in, and it's like, why can't you just go to the fucking table and put your cards in?
You're right, you're walking off. They're standing right there. You're gonna wait for your coach.
Yeah, you
missed the lift. You can just tell them, I'm gonna do it again. You can do that.
Yeah. Like you don't have to have a handler. Like it's your second comp. Just go and tell the person what you want to lift. It's not hard.
That's true. It's probably a little bit of a status thing, eh? I mean, it does.
Yeah.
That sort of triggers me a wee bit. But like, if you're paying someone to be a coach, then they do. Like, if someone's paying me to be their coach, I do the whole thing. That's it.
You've got one coaching plan. It's like I do it all or nothing.
Yeah, that's it. Like you can, I'll have like if I'm 100% sure, I'm like, okay, right, you're doing that next or whatever, because we've got the plan in place. But if it's in a range, like if it's on a third attempt or whatever, and I'm like, oh, actually, so to me that looked good, but I won't say that first off. But like, I'll be like, oh, how did that feel? Like to you, like how confident are you? Because that plays a big part.
Yeah.
If someone's confident, then yeah, you go hammer and tong. If they come,
confident could be worth an extra 5%.
100%. Yeah, I had a guy last at one of the comps earlier in the year actually, and he said to me, "Oh, I feel a bit flat as we were going into deadlifts, so we took smaller jumps." And then his third attempt was too easy, but
at least he got it.
I didn't know that at the time. He came to me and said, "I'm flat," so obviously you're going to be conservative, you know.
Yeah.
One thing we're seeing, you don't see it very often, is coaches that are not at the meet themselves. They might be in another country, and they're making the calls for the client as well. I've seen that a couple of times now.
Watching it via a live stream of some kind.
Yeah, I guess they are. Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be quite challenging now. Jackson, you haven't had to do that yet, have you? You've got any...
Nah. My overseas clients, I just give them a plan and just say, look, this is your first attempt, this is your second attempt, and then this is your range for your third attempt. Just make the call.
Because you had what's his name, James Hollingsworth, is that his name?
Yes, Hollingshead.
Oh, at the Slay comp.
Yeah. Did you just gave him a plan as well? You didn't do any live coaching?
Nah, just a plan. He didn't fucking stick to it though. That was the one lift he missed. It was the one he didn't listen to me on. Yeah. So I said, okay, how's about that? So now you're gonna listen to me? He said, yep.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So I think that's definitely something like. But another one with coach people using coaches properly. I don't think they do. People, it's like bodybuilding. Hamish, you would have seen it, and Greg. People go to a coach when it's prep time. You should be using a coach in the off season. You know, off season is just as important as the prep. Same in powerlifting. Yeah. So I have people come to me and they're like 10 weeks out, and they're like, "Oh, I need to prep for this comp," and I'm like, "Okay." Like, I'll make like little adjustments to your technique, but you can't learn the technique in a prep.
Yeah,
you can't, because we have a place where we need to get to. You can't learn the technique with heavy weight. Yeah.
Bodybuilding, the challenge there is learning the client's body in terms of what they respond to from a food point of view.
Exactly.
The training's there as well, but I guess from a powerlifting point of view, the training is probably more important than it is for a bodybuilder. So that's
learning how their body responds as
well.
Yeah,
exactly. It's the same thing, learning how the body responds, but just more from a training point of view, whereas bodybuilding is probably more from a nutrition point of view and everything else that goes with it too.
So the original question: people underutilize coaches, but people are fucking precious.
So is there anything innovative that you've seen that you'd like to introduce in terms of coaching methodology or style? Because Andrei Milenichev just came out with that new program. It's obviously it's trying to put him aside from everyone else, apart from being the GOAT, and apart from Ed. He's basically saying that you shouldn't train hard all the time, is kind of like what he's coined it as, and being smart about it. So not going in and RPE 10ing everything, up to the very last ounce of strength every single session, which a lot of training modules aren't really based on. You're seeing people like, well, how many can you potentially do for 5 reps? Do that. How many can potentially do for 3? Do that.
What's he come up? I haven't seen what he's come up with though. Is it
I've only seen bite-sized little things, ads that he's put up on his Instagram, and I'd be interested to sort of see what it's about. I just liked how he'd sort of coined it, where you're not maxing out all the time. Not maxing out in terms of 1 RM, but even maxing out 5 RMs, or going to failure every session, and then cumulatively building your strength over a period of time. Obviously, it's better for keeping injuries away, probably mental health as well. So
the trends, with the trends we're seeing with the coaches, Jackson, especially through the podcast, is that there's a lot of apps getting developed now as well, like app development, and I think there's a race to who can have the best app.
Well, it's like the next step up almost, because you're not giving. It's for that middle ground where people want to buy a program, but they can't afford or don't want the full coaching. So a lot of the people are using they call it an AI, but it's just a complex spreadsheet, really. That's like asking for information, and then it spits out what you're supposed to do. So it's
personalized, not customized. It's something, a phrase I use a lot in marketing.
Yep, 100%. Well, there you
go. Because I do we've got thousands of weight loss clients across the programs that I build. And what we call AI. Sorry, I don't want to blow my cover here to all my clients, but we do essentially use really complex spreadsheets, and it's just a whole heap of user input from data input from their point of view, and then we use that data to calculate, what the eating plan should be, training modules and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's a really smart way of taking what they already do out there. But my question was more around: is there any methodology changing that you're seeing? Or different angles?
There was Sergey.
Sergey reckons he's cracked it.
Sergey reckons he's cracked it. The perfect Mariana's husband and coach. Yeah, he didn't delve into what he's exactly the nuts and bolts, but he believes he's found that perfect synergy between building muscle and building strength. And creating like the perfect lifter, and you can't obviously argue that he hasn't got in Mariana the perfect female lifter, but is that just one-off? And if you can duplicate it, that's going to be the key. If you can duplicate
scale.
I think as people are obviously social media and stuff's creating more access to coaches, and there's more and more coaches on the market these days, so it's forcing coaches to get better. It's forcing people to upskill because you've got to stand out. You've got to be better. I don't know if there's any. Methodology-wise, how many ways can you skin a cat? There's not a hell of a lot that's new. It just gets regurgitated, really.
Of course, yeah.
There's still coaches out there that say, hey, how many go load 100 on the bar this week, do as many as you can, load 110 next week, do as many as you can, load 120, do as many as you can. And
also known as the Dale method.
And it works for some people.
It works for some people, but it breaks them too. So
it breaks them, or it breaks, for each one successful person there's 100 that are broken. So I don't know, I'm a big fan of
longevity and staying injury free is just as important as your nutrition and your training and sleep, because that's the one thing that's held back, that's constantly holding me back. Every time I'm trying to make a comeback, another injury of some kind. I'm trying to get some free advice here from you.
Hang on.
That's why he came on.
That's why.
I think I remember a time when I sent Hamish a program, and
I stuck to it,
and he stuck to it for 2 sessions.
Before
he maxed out.
I went off the program on the first session, so sorry.
Oh, there you go. Okay, there's the culprit. So there's no new methodology. It's just new to Hamish.
Leaving a horse to water, but you can't make him squat to depth.
One thing I've learned from talking to Jackson is that, especially with his style of lifting, and Jackson, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is my interpretation of what I heard so far. Right?
Go on then. What have you learned in 30 episodes of the podcast?
30 episodes. Okay, so
number dropper.
30. Jackson, 35.
Not counting.
I think this is 36. We actually lost count, but I think it's about 35, 36. But Jackson's very big on powerboarding, and the number of our guests we get on now who are really big on powerboarding now. So they'll basically split the workout in half. So the first half of the workout is not maybe 95 strictly by the numbers, in terms of the numbers you want to put in, and you progress, and you base it off the end goal. So you want to hit 300 squat and your meet, then you base your 6 weeks or your 12 weeks based on that. And he's give or take, you're pretty strict on that, Jackson. Pretty strict on that. You might go a little bit over, maybe 10% over if you're feeling good. But the second half of the workout, you go nuts. So the second half of the workout is bodybuilding, and it's balls to the wall. We're not walking out of here.
Well, if it's going to be, the bodybuilding style of training, like we've discussed this before, but you can do bodybuilding without going to failure. You can get bigger without going to failure. 100%.
The biggest guy I've ever trained with never squatted more than 60 kilos.
Yeah.
Used to always bicep curl the bar, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, you
I feel that. Yeah, bicep curl the bar. Yep.
Oh, you talk about
not
Greg.
in the squat rack. I wasn't talking
Right.
about you. Sorry, Greg.
Next time I'll pull it. I'll take it out of the squat rack. I'll stand on the deadlift platform instead.
But yeah, carry on.
But yeah, no, that's I mean, you can, and like, because going to failure on a let's say a squat versus going to failure or going to failure on a good morning, like that good morning's going to still fuck you up. Like you're not going to go to failure on a good morning.
I would never go to failure on a good morning.
No, that's what I mean. Like
I don't even do good mornings.
Maybe that's why.
By my deadlift.
There's your secret.
My posterior chain is super weak. So.
All right. Mic drop.
Yeah, like it's still part of the training volume, if that makes sense. Like the training load, like you still need it to be a stimulus that you can recover from. So, yeah, but I mean the bodybuilding, it's the intention that's different in each bit. So like, you go from you're squatting to squat and to hit your numbers, etc. And then your accessory stuff is building the muscle. Your intention is then to build muscle or to strengthen certain movements to then help that. So yeah,
there's a certain element though of that competitiveness that you have with, say, Jamie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it'd be different if you're training by yourself versus with Jamie, eh?
No, I mean I've trained by myself before. I prefer training. Yeah.
Because you guys both essentially do the same splits in that, right? You do the same sessions and you try to one up each other.
Pretty much.
Jamie looks way more like a bodybuilder than you. So.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Bang, bang.
Oh, no, but you know he's got the round capped shoulders with the
Excuse me, Hamish.
He does. He could do. Like, you have to agree. He looks like a bodybuilder, right?
He does. And
you look like this big, thick meat slab, you know. And that's what I'm saying is that your same training.
You're a fucking troll. Yeah.
No, I wasn't meaning that in a bad way. If you wanted to, you could do bodybuilding. I'm just saying that Jamie.
You've got all the potential, Jackson. Just
Fuck it.
And he's older than you.
You'd come second. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot
Jamie
of that
would come second. He always comes second.
Muscle belly size, muscle belly and stuff though is much more like genetic, no?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah. But the other thing is, and he knows this, I rely a lot more on technique. He relies a lot more on muscle.
Yeah.
So he is more jacked than me.
Lifting the same weights, but in a completely different plane and style.
Different manner. I mean, that guy.
Same end goal. So there's something in that in the coaching as well, because it's not just about the weight that you're lifting; it's how you're performing it, right?
Yeah, like you have clients or lifters that come to you that are very strong a certain way. If I have this picture in my, this is why you can't have. People need to understand the system that they're trying to create for the movement versus trying to make it look a particular way. Like I'm not going to be able to make everyone's bench look like Marissa Inder's. You know what I mean? Like if I took her bench press and said, right, I want everyone to bench like that. I don't bench like that. None of us bench like that, but we're all pretty good benchers. You know what I mean? And like, so you need to understand that like, okay, well, I need this person's like scapulars to be as stable as possible. I need this person to have, you know, like, et cetera, and that looks different for everyone. So like, that's why you'll see like someone benching with a big arch and then someone benching with like almost a flat back, but they're still achieving the same thing, achieving their optimal bench press, if that makes sense.
Don't you just want that guy with the flat back to actually sort out an arch? I'm looking at you, Nigel Cords.
If that's not going to make them stronger, you know, you got to look at the investment versus return. Like if he's going to have to do all this thoracic mobilization and et cetera, and take away from how just fucking jacked he is, you know, Julius Maddox bench is basically just fucking lying on the bench.
Yeah, he must.
Elders used to just lie down on the bench and put his feet down.
Yeah.
It was that.
That's it.
You know, if he had an arch, you can imagine there'd be about that much range of movement between his top of his chest. You know, it was that bloody big.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I used to bench quite wide, but as I've got older, my shoulders are getting a bit more sensitive these days. I'm benching closer and closer grip.
Yeah,
I'm almost like a Dale Shepherd now with my hands like this, going super slow, waiting for something to rip.
I hardly ever see people benching wide these days. It's almost like we've had a
go to an IPF comp,
epidemic in GPC of shoulder injuries.
Possibly
anyone who's benched, all the top benchers. You can look at all the supers. Even I don't think Hicks was full width. When he was benching the other day, it was
no.
Yeah, but also that's the demographic you're looking at. You're saying about the heavyweights.
Yeah, you're talking all the 120 plus.
Yeah, when you're bigger, a closer grip can be much stronger because you get so much.
Most of these guys, Hicks's arms must be 24 inches. So his triceps are just like.
Yeah. So you think how stable he is when he's on his chest. Yeah. His biceps and forearms are touching like almost up to his
might as well wrist. Tuck it. Yeah.
And his triceps are resting on his lats the whole time.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Same with
it's ideal.
What about you guys? What have you seen? How Matt benches? I haven't seen one.
He's quite close.
He's close.
He's quite close.
Okay.
He's about.
He's probably got the biggest arms in New Zealand, right? Because he's the bloody.
Yeah. 9 times up.
I have seen his forearms and they're basically the same size as my biceps. It's just they look like bloody.
I think they're bigger, mate.
Calf muscles. They're probably not.
Bigger,
yeah, anyway.
No, definitely bigger.
But that's the same as like you see a lot more people sumo in the lighter weight classes because they have to rely more on leverage. The wider grip is more based on, you'll see a lot more guys and girls in the lighter weight classes with big arches and wider grips to try and make the most of leverage to lift the weight rather than muscle.
And in range of motion too, like minimize that how much motion they have to put through.
And they're just cheaters. But anyway. So was there anyone else on that list that we wanted to mention before we started talking about the comps coming up soon?
Well, we did
few girls.
Dana Yin Lee was on that list as well.
Very strong lightweight.
Yi Lee, 21-year-old, 52 kilos, 120 bench, squat, 85 kilo bench at 155 deadlift, 19. So she's up there in terms of she's 7th. When I've just changed the list to Wilkes, and she's 7th in the all-time though. So not bad.
Was that they had the NZPF Invitational?
That was in March.
In March, yeah. That was at Get Strength. They had what do they got here? They got 15 lifters, all from NZPF. Basically, they're the top point scorers in NZPF.
Okay.
All lifted at a comp, and they based it on the GL points, the good lift points that IPF uses now.
Yeah, good lift points. List doesn't change that much if I change it to good lift points. Yeah.
No. There's a couple of decent lifters there. There's a guy, Terry, a young guy. He's 22, but he's totaling best part of 900.
Yeah, Terry Malofu, yeah, in the 120 plus class.
Yeah, big lifts.
312.5 kilo squat, 230 bench, and a 350 deadlift.
At what weight?
At 120 plus.
He was 146 there.
Was he 146?
At 19?
22.
22.
Oh, 22.
That's sleeves, 2 hour weigh in, etc. He's a big dude in real life, man. But yeah, he'll keep improving. And then
that wasn't the guy you were talking to on Instagram, was it?
Yeah.
So you would have put us in on that one.
Hey, no, we had a misunderstanding.
Yes.
What? Yeah, I had
a misunderstanding on Instagram, and then we
misunderstanding on social media. How does this happen?
Yeah.
We sorted it out, and then now we're friends.
It's kind of this New Zealand powerlifting thing. Is if you see a top lifter, even if you don't really know them, you kind of give them a little bit of shit about their lifts, just to build a bit of banter. But this guy had no idea who Jackson was, or didn't really think much of him, and I think there was talk about meeting up for some scraps or something, wasn't there?
Fucking hell. Hamish is just getting bored. And he wants to see it. This is like the Nationals where people thought me and Hamish were going to have a scrap at Nationals that year because we've given each other so much shit on Facebook and Instagram.
We almost did, but it's another story. So no, you guys are all good now. And he's pulled in a pretty good, what was it, 870, 880 or something, was it? Yeah.
892.5.
Far out.
Yeah.
What a debut.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so
Let's put him on
strong
the
strong
scene.
lad.
Yeah. Okay.
So Stanley Cocker, another one standout.
Yeah, he cracked 2,000 pounds.
Yep.
Nice.
WP lifter, 356, 192, and 373. So
Did he have a third attempt deadlift that he missed on that one too? Was it 380 or something? Is that the one? Was that the comp?
Maybe. Hang on. Yeah, 381.
Yeah,
381.
Yeah, and he just didn't lock it out or something.
Yeah.
He's
Or it drifted out of his hands at the top.
He's attempted that twice now. So he attempted that in the Oceania as well, 381, and he missed it. So that elusive one, I'm sure we get it next time.
What has he done in strongman? Has he pulled 400 in straps?
It's around that as well. It's around. I think he's pulled 380.
Actually, I don't think he does pull in straps.
He doesn't pull with straps anyway.
No, he doesn't. So he's pulled 380.
Yeah, and strongman.
And that was to meet standards, or was it non-calibrated plates? Or
it was probably a log and deadlift, so might have been uncalibrated plates. I assume it was calibrated plates though, but like
what event?
It was strongman series log and deadlift.
Who ran that?
Chris Latham runs those.
Oh, okay. I was going to say because we let some calibrated plates to Ruth for her event, but not Chris's. Didn't let
yeah. Let me quickly have a gaze.
Would that be a whoopee bar?
Deadlift bar. Yeah, deadlift bar.
To do some things there, some advantages.
Yeah.
Let's not go there.
Oh, but no, sorry. Is what I'm thinking is the Wolfpack meet. Is he doing that one? Is he coming down?
No.
Okay.
No, he was down, but he pulled out. I think.
It's a Stanley.
Yeah, he pulled out to. It was legit. It was something legit.
Okay.
Will he get banned?
Is he gonna get banned? No, he's okay.
So there's no concerns there, or we're not going to talk to that.
What?
Well, anybody doing the Wolfpack meet, is there any concerns for any lifters?
Oh, for getting banned?
No, you got no NZPF lifters, have you?
No, they told us no.
Okay, so if they had chosen to, they would have got banned.
Yes, and I've had that from the lifters that we're going to. They got told they would get a minimum 12-month ban.
Did they give a reason why?
It's in their constitution. Yeah,
it's a non-federation meet, so they could have granted people to lift in it if they wanted to, just like a gym meet, right? But it's not a gym meet.
It's not an IPF. It's not an IPF rule. It's an NZPF rule, and it's not a WADA rule either.
Yeah, we confirmed that with.
We confirmed that with Nick.
Yes.
With Nick, yeah, no. So they have a rule. So in IPF there is a rule. Hang on, it got reworded in the IPF rule book.
Well, originally you couldn't enter an international meet.
Well, so that's still what it is. So the thing in the IPF rule book, as the wording, I actually have it here on my phone. Funnily enough,
that's the IPF though. IPF you can't. It's in
So that's not an international powerlifting competition, not organised, sanctioned, or approved by the IPF. You're not permitted to take part in an IPF.
So they would have had to have sanctioned the meet, which clearly they wouldn't have.
Well, no, but that's international meets. There's nothing international about our meet.
So it's all Kiwis.
Yeah, it's all Kiwis. Yeah.
So but there must be something in the NZPF constitution with similar wording towards a national. Yeah.
Any meet.
You have to ask for permission from the NEC.
Okay, and you would have to sanction the whole meet, and so it'd probably end up having to be the refs as well.
No.
And it would have to be sleeves.
No. You can. No. So they have a bylaw in the NZPF rulebook that says that to lift in a non NZPF competition, you have to ask for permission from the NEC.
Or the meet director would have to.
No,
the lifter.
You can get individual dispensation.
Right. Okay.
The lifter, the ref, anyone from the NZPF who wants to be involved in a powerlifting has to seek
spot load, table, referee, anything.
Yeah.
So I asked, and they said no, because the drug testers would not come to a non-sanctioned event, which is
I don't know if that's correct.
Which
man.
is okay. So how have
That-
yeah? I mean, this is a
Look,
debate
we're
to have
the
another
meat
time.
director here, so this is the official.
Well, I mean, this is the thing: is how
Just what happened.
come other meats have had a
drug-free
blanket?
sport. They can't tell drug-free sport where they can and can't go. So drug-free sport will make that decision, not
Yeah.
NCPF. Yeah.
Well, and that's why I asked Nick when we had him on. They would just count that as an out of competition drug test.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, where are you going to be in the next 24 hours? I'm gonna be at the Wolfpack meet. Okay.
In Christchurch.
Give me the address there. Yeah.
So, and then I also had people. So then instead, some lifters also applied for individual dispensation, and both got told. Well, more than both, but got told no.
Are you allowed to share the names of who we're not going to see?
I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus.
No, don't do that. Yeah.
But they got told no as well for individual dispensation. So I understand the blanket because they don't want to whatever, but the individual dispensation, they got told specifically that they'd be banned for at least 12 months.
So last year when Tim Monagatti did the Open,
that
was a funny year because there was WP split and all that kind of stuff, right?
So he deregistered and then re-registered.
Okay, so it wasn't a minimum stand down because it wasn't a federation.
Well, there was.
Well, so he deregistered. So he deregistered his membership and then re-registered, and so the re-registration is at the discretion of the NEC again.
Yeah. Okay.
And also he couldn't set any records for 6 months.
Yeah, okay. That's pretty standard.
Which is fairly standard, but that's a lot of hoops to jump through just to go and do a powerlifting comp. Just let people lift. It's all the same.
I think it's a real shame, and I don't want to speak ill of the NCPF, but we would like to know why, right?
Yeah.
Why?
It's just competing. I mean, if you've genuinely got a problem with someone doing that meet because they might catch testosterone or something, just test the guy. Yes. If he wants to just at the next meet, test him.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite stack up from the obvious reasons of power. And anyway, especially this meet because this is an all comers and possibly the biggest meet on the New Zealand calendar.
So just to clarify, WP has no such rule. You can compete in anything. Even though they also do wider testing.
Yes, the IPL, GPC, WP, they're all good.
It's a willingness thing. If you want to make it work, you will.
Yeah. So. I mean, I hope that we can make it work another time. I'll keep asking. I'm going to be that annoying guy. I'm going to keep asking. So.
I mean, the bigger issue is, and I understand this one, it's the dilution of the sport when, every Tom, Dick and Harry is running a powerlifting meet these days. And I get that. But don't punish the lifters for that.
The background of these meets, the New Zealand Open, Nick running his first couple of comps there, which were fantastic, was so we could bring lifters that, for whatever reason, weren't lifting in federations. We had guys like Coleman, Matt Ragg and that, and for whatever reason, they just never made it to the platform, right? Suddenly, you had a meet where it was like the whole thing was revolved around these top lifters, and there was money involved, prize money. It suddenly made it worthwhile. And it is what it is, and it was the only way to get these guys to the platform. So,
well, that's the direction the sport is probably going to head. And I guess given this episode comes out a week after, we can. Hamish, I don't know if you won't be aware of this. I don't know
the Pro League,
WRPF Pro Division, which Russell Kern announced on our podcast last week. It will be last week. Huge. So modeled after, it didn't have too many details because it was really early days, and we did talk about deferring it for 2 or 3 weeks. So it was a quick announcement. Pro League, based off the IFBB model. So qualify, get a pro card, and then you can enter pro meets. I don't know if they'll be purely a pro meet or a mix of pro versus novice. Who knows? But potentially big news. So it just brings together from the WRPF point of view the hybrid, the Kern the US Open, and then potentially the
and the Showdown.
Showdown. Yeah, I didn't realize. I thought
Would they be running exclusively pro meets?
They
no. They would probably do. They would.
So those a lot of those meets already run a separate day. So they have a pro day and a general lifters day. So I know that Bosses and Hybrid Showdown and stuff already do that. US Open is purely invitational, but I don't know about the Showdown. I think the Showdown's the same. It's purely invitational, but I know that Bosses and the Hybrid Showdown had separate days.
Yeah, cool. Really interested to see where he takes that.
So I guess the crux of it is what are they qualifying for? Yeah, what's the ultimate? Like, what's their Olympia?
Is it are you qualifying for a competition like the Olympia, or is it whoever has the most points at the end of the year gets the bragging rights and gets an extra paycheck? You know, is it purely that? Is it purely a standings thing? Versus one final comp?
It's got to be a finals meet, surely.
You think that there need to be that ultimate meet where the best of the best come together. You can you get the top 16 in the world, so that whether it be the Kern is the ultimate meet, but you've got the best 15, 16, whatever lifters in the world, male, female.
Have they got a strong collaboration thing going with open powerlifting, which seems to be the source of powerlifting, which they haven't really expanded on a community or anything affiliation? I guess they probably don't want to affiliate with just one certain league.
Open.
It's WRPF.
Yeah.
But there's no. I'm assuming they'd go off the open powerlifting results.
Yeah.
They might add it as an extra list on open powerlifting, maybe. Once it gets actually put together. I think we're going to have
a blue tick next to your name or something like that. If you're pro.
Yeah, pro tick.
Yeah. I know you can, for example, you can give money to open powerlifting. I think they can add branding, unique branding. I think it might be open lifter. I don't know, open powerlifter. I don't know.
Open powerlifting.
That's completely impartial, eh?
Oh, you can donate and get your name changed, get your name color changed.
Oh, okay.
I did notice last time I checked the rankings of New Zealand lifters that you can click on Jackson's name and it goes through to his Instagram profile.
Yeah,
but you can't do that on my name. I guess it's a minimum of 20,000 followers or something.
No. You're not. I'm looking at you here, man. You've got your Instagram page.
Oh, they finally linked me up. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Finally,
he's got to pull the right strings, bro.
Yeah.
Just got to scroll down a bit, try and find my name somewhere.
Oh, you're gonna say?
You might as well use the search bar, bro.
Yeah. Greg. Oh fuck! I should have to put Tyrrell as well. Jackson, are you the strongest Jackson in the world?
No.
Oh.
There's a couple of Jacksons. Well, yeah, there's a couple of Jacksons.
That's
there's a strong Jackson, a 100 lifter over in Aussie, isn't there? Should I forget his name?
Jesus, 242.
What?
Is that me?
No, my ranking.
In New Zealand.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I need a new co-host.
Look at that, 2012. Yeah.
Minimum top 200.
2012.
Who would be able to do it with you then? You can get maybe Tom or Joe Whitaker.
Yeah.
Or you can have Ben Craig. I mean, that'd be fun.
Yeah. True. That fucking hell, that'd blow up. That'd be great.
There we go.
Heaps of you could interview some transvestites and maybe host it from a men's toilets or something. No.
Fucking hell, we're touching some nerves.
I know.
Hey, I'm just joking, Ben. Don't kill me. I'm just joking.
We're an hour 20 into the podcast. No, he won't be listening by now anyway.
Okay.
He would have switched off.
Let me. Maybe I am. I've just searched open powerlifting, and maybe I am.
You put no filters in?
No, I just put raw by total.
What about multiply?
Oh, okay. No, the guy that I thought was stronger than me has totaled 942.
You're 945, right? Oh, 950.
950. Because he squatted 417. That's why I thought he was stronger than me.
Well, he is in squats, but you must have monstered him in deads.
I've monstered him in deadlifts and bench. Yeah.
What's your total, Jackson? What's yours?
950.
Oh, there's a 942 guy here, Jackson Powell.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. So he squatted. Yeah, so he squatted 417, but his bench and deadlift aren't great. So
Can you maybe bring up his video so we can analyze that squat?
maybe I am the strongest Jackson in the world. This is good.
But does he hit depth?
I'm going to add that to my Instagram bio.
Can you just have a look and see if I'm the strongest Hamish?
Oh, I doubt it, bro. Hamish is pretty common, isn't it?
Wow, I'm up in the top 400-ish.
Hamish, 698 in the world.
Oh, put it just in males.
No, he's 937, bro. What list are you looking at?
I'm looking at by total. Sorry, I was looking at
by total. Well, okay, so
I was looking at
you are the strongest Hamish in the world.
912.
That's not bad.
545.
Not bad.
Hamish,
Greg's fucked because he's got Greg's fucked because he's got Greg Panora.
Am I more than 7.5 above the guy above me? Below me?
The next guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next guy is 200 kilos behind you.
Fuck, I'm going to be there for ages.
Yeah, man, you're well ahead, man. There's heaps of Hamishes, eh? Such quite a common name.
I'm in trouble. Fuck.
Quite a common name in Scotland.
Is it? Yeah.
And then Greg's fucked.
Yeah. What number you in Greg's?
He's got Greg Panora.
Greg Panora, yeah. No,
straight off,
953.6.
Greg Valentino.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty close, Greg.
What are you? The 56.
Greg, well done. It's not even come on the name yet. It's working its way down the list.
It's working its way down the list.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to download an Excel file here and go through it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm giving up on this one. No. Okay.
Hell.
All right. That was a fun little exercise, wasn't it?
I don't think they probably just don't have results back to like the 1900s.
Yeah, a lot of my lifts aren't in there actually. Yeah, none of my capo bloody lifts are in there.
Wait,
none of mine either.
No,
when you search in Raw, Greg, I thought all your lists were equipped.
Oh, that's true. Oh no, it's a mix of both. So yeah, I'll try that again. Greg Panora, Greg Lowe, Greg Powell, Greg Wagner, Greg Johnson, Greg Payne.
All right, we're going to be here for a while. All right,
this is making.
We want to jump into the Wolfpack.
Yeah, let's forget about that.
Yeah, I mean, So, I mean, that's by the time this comes out, that'll be this coming weekend.
Nice. Well, good timing.
So, have we got a live stream set up for that?
Yeah, we've got the guys coming in. They do streaming for Sky Sport, so it's going to be pretty dope. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And what about commentary or anything like that?
That's me.
You're running the meet and commentating. Brought to you by Off the Platform. Greg, are you going down there? Are you being flown down there?
No, I didn't make the cut. Yeah.
You don't want to go down?
No, I've got a guy down here, Nathan, who does DJing, MCing, etc. for events. So he's going to be doing most of the MCing. But you know me, I'm going to be in there. You know me.
Yeah.
I'm coaching about seven peeps, so I'll be pretty busy, but I'll still find time to spin a yarn on the mic, you know. But yeah, it's looking dope. I can't wait. I'm super excited. We're pretty much organized. I don't want to jinx it, but we're basically organized. But there's always the shit that happens on the day.
How many flights and lifters?
3
Split
flights.
Between male, female.
45. So 3 flights. One's all females. The middle one is the heavyweight females, lightweight guys, and then the heavier weight guys. So it should be a pretty quick day. I've got like a full team of spotter loaders, so we'll be rotating, so everyone will be fresh. So it should be pretty quick. Same with refs.
Did you get the strobes?
The strobes?
Smoke machine?
Yes. Gotta have strobes, man.
Apparently that's the thing now. Yeah, that US APL Nationals. That's
how
disgusting.
About that Taylor Atwood? And he goes out to pull for the 838. And if you had epilepsy, you just go into a fit.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
I know. Jackson feels quite strongly about those strobes.
Those strobes are shit, man. Fuck that. If anyone has those, I'm never going to a meet again.
Flames. That's different about strobes.
Flames. Yeah.
Those sparklers that they had at the US Open.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the that was the business.
Where's he gone?
I don't know. He's taken off. He wanted to get the Muscle Fuel branding on his t-shirt.
Do you see something to upset him?
Yeah.
All right.
No, those sparklers, man, at the US Open were legit. They're expensive though. I actually looked into it.
You did? Oh.
Yeah, it's very, very expensive.
Oh.
Because they have to be cold. So it's sparklers, but it has to be cold. Otherwise, you're going to start a fire.
That's true. But what's going to catch on fire apart from the lifter?
The anything that the sparks hit.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Like on the platform or the
banner. Stand by with the damn
so
fire extinguisher. Yeah.
Those things are expensive, man. Fuck the strobes.
I know it might have just been a little bit distracting, having that big screen behind the lifter.
I didn't like that stage.
Yeah.
I didn't like it at all.
I get a big screen, but I just don't know if having it behind the lifter is the right protocol. Maybe more for the audience. I don't know.
I hope it looked better in person. Like, I hope it was just the cameras and stuff that made it look like that overpowering.
It definitely. I mean, it's on the right path to becoming a show. Good on them. It's USAPL, so good on them. They must have put on a good show because plenty of lifters.
Although their platform was too small.
Was it too
small? I don't know if you guys saw, but the platform that they had people lifting on was right on the edge of the combo. And so the spot loaders on the sides had 1 foot up, 1 foot off. So that's a nightmare for spotting, man, or you're going to trip over that. I'd love to see how many people tripped on that.
Yeah. When you're about to catch 400 kilos, you don't want to be tripping.
That's why I'd love to. I haven't actually looked into it, but I'd love to see the rule book because most rule books.
There's a minimum width for
I'm sure it's
minimum platform dimensions, which that definitely wasn't.
Yeah. I'm sure it's 2200 or something.
So are you saying you're saying here that all those world record sets should be invalidated? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying it's under investigation.
That's that's funny you should say that, because obviously there is that gripe between IPF and USAPL. So will the IPF recognise the rules if those athletes haven't been WADA drug tested?
Yeah, like when does that come into effect? Who knows?
Yeah,
but still, there was some sick lifting of that meat though. How good was that?
It's crazy, like Taylor Edward, as you said there, Hamish.
Oh, dude,
madness!
Crazy.
It's 300 kilos, 303
Probably
kilos.
The most impressive lifter in the world right now.
100%. Without question.
Every single lift was without question.
838.5 at 73 kilos. That's disgusting.
That was bigger than Brett Gibbs' world record in the 82s.
Yeah.
Dude, was it 817 or something like that? He's hit the real world record.
Dude, so Russ Orhe, hang on, let me make sure I get my numbers right. Russ Orhe won the 83 kilo class with 843. Yeah. So Taylor won the 74 kilo class with 838.5, and he missed his last bench because he got called for jumping the press call, which was he tried to time it and he sort of pressed it as they said press. Gave him 2-1 reds. If he'd got that bench, he would have totaled more than Russ in the weight class up. And Russ is a freak in his own right.
Yeah.
So he was in the 75s. Let's say weighed 75. That's 2 hour weigh-in.
Yeah.
Stiff bar.
Yeah.
Knee sleeves.
Yeah.
Drug tested.
Yep.
Strict as fuck judging, as we've obviously just said.
Yep.
Biggest total of all time in the under 75, so another kilo, against all feds, all time. So that's deadlift bar, that's non-drug tested, 24-hour weigh-in.
He beats all of them.
That's just the Yuri level, above everyone else. He's the Yuri of the 75s, right?
He's also the first tested lifter to hit a 600 Wilks.
I don't know. Is that good?
600 Wilks is like that's like what everyone's aiming for.
Okay.
So he's the
Who
first
else is a 600 Wilks lifter, for example?
Steffi Cohen.
And is that it?
Oh, hang on. Yeah, well, you could find it. There's not many.
He's number 2 in the 75s. Rostelev Petkov is number 1. US
in terms of Wilks or total?
Wilks. Oh no, that's on
600 Wilks. So there is only, including guys and girls, there is 46 lifters who have hit a 600 Wilks in the world ever.
Yeah, it's not many.
None of them have been drug tested 2 hour weigh-in.
No, so all of those are from.
They're all untested.
Untested division. So he's the first tested to hit 600 Wilks.
Yeah, that's true.
What are you implying here, Jackson?
Nothing. I'm just saying that's one of the fucking cool facts.
Full of controversy tonight.
That's the stats, man. That's the stats. But anyway,
as I say, that's super impressive.
Let's not jump on the tested versus untested bandwagon. This could just be meat quality,
Oh, I mean, yeah.
And judging standards and so forth. Yeah, it's harder in US APL, IPF. We all know that it's harder.
Yeah. So that was ridiculous. 8:38.5, and then Russ hit 8:43 at 83, which is ridiculous as well. I saw Ashton Rushka, who we are gonna have on here soon.
How did he get in? I thought he had already been banned. Had he not been banned? Or had he left, or did he reapply?
What do you mean?
I didn't. I thought he had, Ashton had done the hybrid or something.
No, he's got his name on the list to do the showdown at the end of the year.
Oh, that's right. He's doing a showdown. Okay.
So they can't preemptively ban him.
Okay, that's the one. Yeah, showdown. Yeah.
And he specifically said in his post as well that he'll go where the competition is. So
he says it all the time. He goes where the competition is. No, exactly. Yeah.
But he went 9:43. He won the 105 class. Him and Bryce Lewis was actually a sick battle. I don't know if you guys watched any of it, but it was dope. He's obviously the up and comer. Bryce Lewis is a seasoned vet. Bryce tried to pull for the win, missed his second deadlift. So Ashton had locked it in with his second. And then Bryce missed his third, sorry. And so Ashton won. And then he still went for 380.5 and got reds for it, which was some of those calls were pretty controversial. It looked like a good dead. There was like
was it knees?
Yeah, I think they called him for soft knees, which I'm obviously very biased towards saying it's a clean deadlift.
You want to X that rule, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I almost changed it in the rule book when I was writing it. Like, soft knees is acceptable.
As long as everything else is good.
That's why it's hard to tell when you got fat knees. Yeah.
Yeah. I do have fat knees. I'll give you that.
It's just water retention.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean that kid is 805 squat. And then he pulled. I can't remember his breakdown, but it's ridiculous. Just he looks like a fucking gorilla as well.
Yeah. Yeah, jacked as hell, eh?
In the girls, they had that new weight class in the girls. I don't know if you guys saw that for the IPF. How they split the class last year to be more in line with to split the competition really.
What's the 90s?
Nah, so they in IPF now they have a 69 and a 74 or something.
Oh, really?
So they had one big weight class and they split it in two. They put a 69 in, so now there's a 69 and a 70 something.
So if it gets any bigger, they're going to create a 72 as well?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, it was 76. Sorry, it was 76. So they had it used to be like a 72 maybe, and then they split it into 69 and 76, and then 84. And I saw that one of the favorites, Daniela Mello, was trying to cut down to the 76s, and she missed weight.
Oof. Okay.
So someone else won that. But I can't remember what her name was. Jasmine Penn. Sorry, yeah, that was who I was talking about before. So that was a big comp, man. But yeah, I'm still not a fan of that fucking screen or the strobes. Going back to our original discussion.
All right.
No, so
gross,
anyway,
man.
I think we were sort of sitting on some key matchups and things you're looking forward to at the meet.
Oh, dude.
I mean, obviously, everyone who's there has done amazing work to get on the platform. But if you have to break it down, what are the matchups you really want to see?
I've been like hucking the socials with like doing matchups for the weight classes because like like you say, I want to give everyone that's doing it a shout out really, because they are supporting us in our first comp. You know, they've stuck with us. I've had some lifters pull out for some rubbish reasons, but some people are sticking, but some people pull out for legit reasons. You know.
Has anyone jumped in last minute?
I had a couple because I had people pull out.
There you go,
So
Hamish.
I said, "Oh, like who
So there's a spot. Is there a spot?
I knew this was coming. I knew this was coming.
Are you going to make weight?"
No, well, I'll be in the opens because I've got up to. I just weighed myself before. I'm 130.2, so I'm clearly in the overs.
130.2.
Yeah, so Greg, just for reference, 5 weeks ago, after I was very sick and I had an operation, it was 113.8. So what's that? My math's about 16 and a half kilos or something like that.
Wow, you got down to 113.
I was very sick. I was in hospital. I had bowel issues and things. So.
Yeah, but all that aside, man, how did you look? You look good?
Oh, I look mean.
A little bit shredded.
There you go.
I was shredded to the bone.
Yeah.
So
that bodybuilding
anyway,
lifestyle.
lifts are going well. 5 weeks out, and next to that, anyway.
Well, so effectively, you're 2 weeks out, mate. If they better be going fucking well.
Wow.
900 total.
I think you need a bit more than that in the open. Who is so? Give us a rundown on that open. You've got Colm.
So
down for that one.
The open class. Yeah. So obviously Colm. He's looking fucking ludicrous at the moment. Just
that 380 deadlift was a warm up.
And did you see his 370 squat?
Like butter.
Wow.
Just ridiculous.
Wow.
For a tall guy like that, yeah, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, so obviously we've got Joe Whitaker up there as well. He was going to do 125s, but I think he just doesn't want to cut. He wants to hit the biggest numbers he can, so that's fair. And he actually said to me, Colm is the strongest person in New Zealand, and I want to beat him. So even though they train together, which is cool, that's dope.
Yeah.
So
fair call.
So the two of them is obviously the front runners.
Yep.
You don't have Jamie Marshall, eh?
No, he pulled out. He's too injured, man. He's still got nerve issues with his back and stuff.
Yeah, I haven't seen Jamie in months. Yeah.
No, they didn't compete last year, did they? So
COVID. Last year they did.
Oh, they did that meet down in IPL. That's
right. The IPL one.
They had one down there.
Yeah.
Oh, they did Wellington meet too. Oh, and that was in March. They did it. Yeah, March meet and a August meet.
Yeah. No, I was in contact with both of them, and they're too injured, man.
Both of them, mate. Eddie and Jamie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Jamie pulled the pin quite early, but Eddie was in for a while, and then he just couldn't come right. So.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. It unfortunate because they're easily two of the strongest lifters in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean he's so big and he's like 120. It's ridiculous. He looks like he's about 140.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though he's not very tall, he still looks like he should be 140, right?
Yeah, man. Like he's just like a brick.
You got Ryan, eh? Ryan's lifting.
Is he?
So we've got opens? Joe and Colm. So Ryan tore his quad about 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
So that's not. He was going for like a 340 triple or something on squats. So like he was right up there as well. I think he's back squatting, so he's coming anyway.
To be fair, it was 60 kilos, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I think he's done a bit more than that now.
Oh, okay.
But so he's coming anyway. Worst case, he's going to bench.
Okay.
Because he's going to bench like 250 or some.
Yep, he'll be right there. Yeah.
Yeah, easily. Yeah.
So he's coming anyway.
The question is, are we going to see our first genuine 1,000 kilo total?
Yep.
Well, you can throw Ben into a mix as well, obviously.
How's Ben's training going? I see hit or miss on IG.
He's lost so much weight, hasn't he? He's lost
a lot of weight. He's had a lot of life shit going on. So, but he's the kind of guy that can pull it out of his ass.
Exactly.
So I wouldn't count him out at all.
There's an opening somewhere. He'll bounce.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to be 125s though. He's not open. So.
But everyone will be gunning for that total as well.
Yeah, everyone's gunning for the total. And I mean, to be fair, so there's Ryan. So in that open class, sorry, we were going on that. But obviously, Ryan, if he can squat, which I don't think he will, but he's going to bench anyway. Obviously, Wade is still dark horse. Like, I mean, that kid is just like.
He's 1,000 waiting to happen.
He's 1,100 one day. Waiting to happen.
Yeah, like he's like our version of Dylan.
And he's still got every card. Wait to be played.
Yeah,
it's just unreal.
I've not seen Wade do a genuine grind yet, so we'll see. Let's see what he's got in him.
So I have no idea what he's going to total. No idea. It's something big.
You'd assume somewhere around 950 to 1,000. You know.
Yeah. Yep.
1,000 on his best day, 950 on an average day. That's where he's at the moment.
Yep. And then obviously we also have a couple of lads from Kiwi Strength. We have Aaron Mackey. Aaron Mackay, and Katuku coming down as well.
Oh, nice.
They're both gone, mid-8s?
Yeah.
So they're still big totals. They're still strong dudes.
840. Did an 840 in April. So, and Aaron's just one step above him, mate. Did an 842.
I thought Aaron had gone closer to late 8s. But he's had some poor deadlift results, I think, in the end. He's had a 360 squat, and I think he's benched.
Their training looks pretty good at the moment from what they've shown me.
Nice.
They're hitting some big numbers in the gym, so I would say they'll both PB at a guess.
Yep.
If they can bring it on the day. I saw Aaron's just been cleared for his he's in diabetic remission as well because he got diagnosed with diabetes.
Yeah, type 2, but he came back. Well done, Aaron.
And he's
if you're listening, mate,
so
well
big
done.
shout out to Aaron.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously he's in a much healthier place, so that's probably transferring to bigger numbers. I would say, you can train harder, you can train longer, you can recover better.
Mm-hmm. So no, it's amazing. Looking at this list, you've got 13 lifters that are 900 plus, and it's all been within the last 4 or 5 years. I think Hamish you're the oldest one there, 2016, but everyone else.
I set the scene for everyone else. It was New Zealand's first 900, so everyone remembers.
Well, that's right. I mean, that's
go to Mount Everest, right? But who was the 13th?
That's on your email signature, isn't it? First 900 kilo total.
Hamish Coulter, director at Muscle Fuel, New Zealand's first 900 kilo total.
Yeah.
You're mocking me like I haven't got that on my email signature. But
he does have like a double life-size cutout in his office of him.
We're not going there. It was a accounting error. I ordered the wrong size. Right?
Yeah, there's a statue in the garden too, but we won't talk about that.
What'd you do for that prize money from the meet?
Nothing at all.
Life-size statue. Yeah. Anyway, so did you say you've got 13 lifters who are competing, or 13 lifters in New Zealand who have gone 900?
Yeah, 13.
Of the lifters who have gone 900, how many are actually going to be there? I know Jamie's obviously not. Jackson's obviously not. Both Jamies.
Well, Adele's obviously not, but
7, I think it is.
Ben Craig,
7 900s.
Yeah.
If you've got Ben Coleman and Joe, that's ranks 2 to 4. Number 5 is obviously running the comp, so he can't lift. Jamie's not lifting, eh?
I thought about it. I could probably talk about it with the boys. I can still go 920 right now.
Dark horse. Let's do it.
I reckon you should do it then.
Nah, I tried that.
How much are you at the moment? 122?
Weight wise?
Yeah.
Thanks, bro. No, I'm 117.
Wow. Oh. Jackson, I've seen you compete, coach, and run the table, and you did burn out. But hey,
I fucked that up, so I'm not doing that again.
Everything was fatigued, especially your knees. So,
fuck it hell. Here we go. It's from wrapping your knees, mate.
What about Jamie? Jamie's not competing.
Jamie Thompson.
Yeah.
No, he's my number 1 ref. He's my head ref, my chief ref.
He's reffing. Okay.
Ryan's
pulled out. Wade's in there. Ben, I haven't heard from Ben in years. Ben Holmes.
Nah, I asked. He's playing ruggers.
Oh, is he rugby? Yep. And then
smashing skulls.
I actually got asked to play rugby, just club rugby.
Really?
And yeah,
and
I didn't think it'd be wise. I was like, the opposition
what could go wrong?
Come walk out here and then just be like, I think there's probably some rules around anyway.
Yeah.
It's just going to impede my scooter riding and that if I get injured. So.
Yeah. Oh, she's a man's man. Yeah.
On your scooter, don't you just push go?
Yeah, but you have to stand there for ages. The hardest thing is just standing up for an hour.
It's a real scooter, right? Like, let's just plug for the scooter. I mean, it does 100 k's, eh? It's pretty fast.
It's supposed to do 105, but with me on the most I've done is 96. But
96 on a scooter.
Christ, that's fucking quick on a scooter, man.
Oh man, I'd be shitting myself if that was.
For the it was a bit lighter. They do 0 to 50 in like 2.8 seconds, which is faster than most cars.
Wow.
But, for me,
so
it's
Hamish is just sitting there gassing all these like boy races at the stoplights.
I do. I race them. They think it's they get.
I
pretty
think it's
shitty.
hilarious, though.
No,
Yeah.
they don't. But because so I can see them, because obviously if you've got a full face, motocross helmet and motocross outfit and stuff, it's hard to turn around. So I got a little camera and little rear view display screen. Put that on the handlebars so I can see them after they. Yeah, I can see them behind me. So.
Hamish got a pimped out lime scooter. If anyone's asking,
it's not a lime scooter. It's not a toy.
It's a lime, bro. It's a pimped out lime.
It's just as big as a Ducati. It's massive. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, we're talking about 125s now, aren't we? We've got
125s.
125.
Possibly Jackson.
Take us down weight class.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Jackson's still in the waiting. I'll see how I feel on the Friday.
Yes, lifter. Yes, lifter.
Nah, I'm kidding. Fuck that. I'm not doing it. Leave it to the boys. So actually, okay. So we got Byron Konya.
Yeah, he's coming well.
So he is going over 900. He's going to add himself to that list. That guy is fucking huge. Actually, he's not going to make the 125s. He's going to be in the opens. So just.
So is that the really really big guy from Wellington?
Yes.
What's his name? Byron. I've never heard of him.
Are you trying to tell me that guy thought he was going to do the Konya performance?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he runs Konya Performance.
Not Byron Van Niekerk.
He looks fucking massive. So he was ex-IPF, is he?
Yeah, so he's ex-IPF, yeah, and he's done strongman. He's got the strongman. Actually, funnily enough, he's got the under 105 deadlift record in strongman, and now he's 135.
What was his record?
330, I think.
What's he doing at the moment? Was his deadlift his secret weapon?
800 pounds.
Is he?
Yeah.
Shut.
Got big squat, big bench. So he's gunning for 900 plus, mid nines, early nines. Awesome. But he's going to be opens. He's told me he's not dieting. So I was like, okay, all good.
So it's kind of a Ben Cray story, because he was a 105 IPF champion, wasn't he? And then put on a little weight and it's just deadlift and squat went through the roof.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. And then obviously we've got Ben. I mean, he'll be over 9.
Well, hopefully way over, but yeah.
Yeah. So he's trying to get his body weight back up, but I mean, again, he's one of those guys that he'll pull it out of his ass somehow. He just does. Obviously monster squat and a big bench, and then he's got no fear on the deadlift. So yeah. We'll see what he does. I mean, what did he total last year? 972.
972 and a half, yeah.
Yeah, it's, biggest total in New Zealand.
Yeah. I mean, in the space of 2 years, he went from 900 to 972. So,
yeah. So, it'd be interesting to see what he goes.
Take us through before we wrap up, take us through some of the women. So, some of the big picks, big matchups for the girls.
Oh, you know what? What about Nick? Nick from Wellington, he's going to go over 9.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, chuck him in. Yeah.
Fucking hell. Come on, Greg. Can't shortchange the lads.
Exactly. Nick will be onto that. He messaged me straight away.
Yeah. No, he's going over 9 as well. So that's going to be, what's that? 1, 2. So that's 6 or 7 over 9.
Nice.
We've got a few lads who are going to go over 8 as well for their first time. Brandon Spencer, Tyrone Tomlinson, obviously.
Tyrone. Yep.
I know Pete and Jeremy are both eyeing up 800 at under 85, so that'll be interesting.
Yep.
And then a couple of guys in there, yeah. So there's a lot of guys going for their first sort of big milestones, 900, 1,000, 800, 700. So it's going pretty cool. Girls, we've got under 65. Obviously Isley, she's over 500 at under 65, which is fucking ridiculous. Her training looks pretty much on track. The other 3 girls in there should go over 4, which is pretty cool. That's not that many girls in New Zealand who are doing that, especially that light.
No.
Juliana has done New Zealand Open and stuff before, whereas Nicole and Megan are both crossovers from strongman.
Yep.
Both got big deadlifts. and big overheads, which have transferred to bench pretty well. You know, they're both going to bench like
That's
80, 85, 90, something like that.
nice.
At under 65. Under 80s. I mean, that's going to be pretty competitive, that class, because all the girls are very similar. They'll all be over 400. Sort of early to late fours. I think a couple of them might be eyeing up 5. Ange Wilkinson, unfortunately, tore her hamstring, so she's out. She's going to bench. She's just going to do bench only. She's going to try and crack 100 kilos for the first time, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, she was the front runner for that class, really. She was eyeing up 500, but tore her hamstring pretty badly. But all the other girls, I mean, like Anna McCardle's been around bodybuilding, powerlifting for a while. She's looking fucking strong as at the moment, so that'll be cool.
Yep, big squats.
And like Bree Longstaff, they're both from Tauranga. Obviously, Jamie Canton won the 82 class last year at Nationals. GPC
Nationals, eh? Yep.
Yeah. So I got her, Anna, and Zoe, who were the podium last year, all back in to sort of verse each other again. So that'll be cool.
They were all down to the final dead, weren't they?
Yeah, man, they were within 5 kilos of each other.
That was a great finish. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got them all back together. Amy Ferris is a crossover from Strongman. She's done Strongman powerlifting for a while, but I've been coaching her at the moment, programming her and stuff, and she's going to hit something fucking big, which is cool. Opens. I mean, in the opens, obviously, we can't really not talk about Dina. Dina, I think that Dina's going to hit 700.
Damn.
I mean, that's me obviously talking from like a promoter's standpoint, but I mean, it makes sense. I mean, she squatted 250 in sleeves. So, you know, and that would have been 675. So if she puts reps on, plus her bench was pretty easy, like her 155, so she could bench another 10.
What happened to the two? I know you mentioned this before. What happened to the squat, the 250 squat? Did she take a step or something?
Took a step forward early, yeah.
Okay. So
she got her 225, jumped to 250. It was fucking easy still. Like the speed she lifts at is insane.
Yeah.
So, have you seen, is she posting any lifts and reps, training lifts? Or?
Yeah, she did a really, really easy double at 240. She probably could have done 5.
So she should be good for at least 260, 265.
Yeah. You know, and then if she
150 bench.
Well, she's benched 155.
She needs to make up is okay. So all she really is a 280 dead, and she's there.
Yeah, and she pulled 280 at the WP comp, but got reds for soft lockout.
Right.
So she can pull it. Yeah, I'll give her whites anyway. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so I mean, so it's literally 700 waiting to happen, which is ludicrous when you think that the biggest total in New Zealand at the start of the year from a girl was 611.
Yeah.
Was that Kate?
No, it was Teresa Samanu.
Yeah.
Oh, in terms of all time. Yeah.
All time was Teresa. Yeah. So
had that for a while though, 2018.
Yeah, man, that was there for ages. No one was even touching it. And then obviously Ashley came and got 617.5.
It's interesting now that the jump, say you go 611, Teresa, Ashley 617, and then boom, Dina 650.
Can you have a look and see all-time raw female in the world? Where would 700 place her?
6.
6 so there's been 5 that have already gone to 700.
Hunter Henderson is 5th or 6th at the moment with 702.
Wow.
You got April Mathis, yeah, 772.5 90 kilo plus, yeah.
That's an old total as well. That's
she still competes now though, doesn't she? She's still strong as hell.
2017. She competed 2018 was the last time she competed.
Yeah, no, she hasn't been around
that's
for a
fairly
while.
recent to me, compared to me.
Yeah, exactly.
And you, Greg.
But yeah, so if she went 700 right now, she'd be number 7 all time female in the world.
Wow.
In her second comp.
Wow.
So, and I mean, yeah, in my head, she's going to be 700 and what,
So can I ask? I probably might be tricky, and you probably won't know. Do you think this would have any implications with her discus throwing or anything like that? Being IPF is no,
because it's not a wider rule.
So it's only the EGPF thing. So
no, Dina's WP as well. Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. She's for her discus though. So she's So she's okay. So this is the thing: is that if she's obviously on the wider testing list.
Yeah.
So if the drug testers could turn up at our comp and test her, that's fine.
Yeah.
Why can't they do that for IPF lifters?
I'd love to see them turn up and see the exit door get swarmed.
But yeah, so obviously she's So I mean, she's a prime example. She is, and she's actually from a proper sport. She's.
Oh my God, that's right.
Sorry, all the thousands of listeners that have just rubbish your sport.
But you know what I mean? But like, she's one of the sports.
How many people do discus in New Zealand? Let's put the numbers to it.
Probably more than powerlifters. Yeah.
We don't want to do that.
Yeah, and a couple of zeros to the amount that do powerlifting.
Yeah.
But so she does athletics. She's one of the sports that WIDA actually cares about.
Yeah.
So. But anyway, so she's so that's I reckon she's going to total 700, which is dope. We have Shayna Wirihana. So she's another crossover from Strongman. She won New Zealand's strongest woman last year. Very, very strong. She'll be I don't know, mid-5s, something like that. She just pressed 120 on overhead the other day as well.
What's your best overhead, Greg?
Back in 2008. No, I don't know, 140 maybe.
Oh, okay.
It's
140, bullshit.
Yeah, it would have been.
He used to bench 270.
Yeah.
And a shirt.
He didn't say he wasn't wearing a shirt.
Oh, it's just not in the shirt. It's not a shirt with elbow wraps and all that. Yeah.
But yeah, so she's very, very strong as well. And then our powerlifting, we've got Abba. Abba's coming down.
Oh, she is. Okay.
She'll be, mid-4s or something like that, late 4s. I don't know how her training's going, but
she only did openers, I think, the other day, didn't she?
Yeah, she was just testing the waters.
No, winter warm up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a few lifters doing that. It was a bit weird, but
it was what?
Yeah. A few lifters just came and just did their openers, just to qualify. I mean, that's something me or you would never do, Jackson.
No.
I mean, it doesn't matter if we're 200 kilos above the second place. We're going to send it.
Yeah, I'm lifting to lift.
I've got the crowd's turned up to watch me lift. So
yeah, come see the show.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, all those novice meets I used to do.
Yeah. When Hamish came down,
yeah.
And then he tried to claim North and South Island champion.
And I think you're the only person here who's even got a soft suit and has done more than one comp.
The Waikato Classic like 8 times. Yeah.
Home crowd advantage.
And then we have Laura Carter, who's a WP lifter. She's coming over. She's fairly strong as well. She's over 400 in sleeves. And then our two sort of less experienced, we have Sue Ellen, who's down here. You guys remember her from Nationals?
Yeah.
The Crusher.
The Crusher. Crashing. She's still crushing hearts, crushing minivans, crushing hearts.
Yeah. I think she's banned from hiring the minivan up in Europa.
Yeah, she's on the list now, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she's on the blacklist. She's on the no-fly list, the no-rent list.
Yeah. She can borrow Hamish's scooter.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Hamish, give her a ride on the scooter, bro.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah.
First like 8 people.
But,
I care about that thing.
Again, very, very strong. I mean, she's only been powerlifting. She's only been powerlifting for 18 months.
And
she'll be over 4, probably.
That's a good coach.
Yeah, she trains with Chris, actually.
Oh, does she?
Still a good coach.
She does have a good coach.
Still a good coach.
She actually does have a good coach.
Oh, she does.
Yeah, she just turned up at the gym one day and said, "Oh, I want to just lift some stuff." And we're like, "Okay, all good." And then now here we are. So
yeah, not bad.
Fuck it,
Oh well.
And she's late 40s. I'm not going to put a number on it because I don't want to get it wrong. But you know what I mean? Like it's never too late to start. She's a prime example of it's never too late to start.
No.
She loves it. She's a pharmaceutical rep and she just lifts weights.
Never too late to come back, Greg.
Thanks. Mid-40s.
You're late 40s, eh?
Yeah, no, Master 3. I'll come in at there.
Greg, just
what's a Master 3? Is that 50 plus?
50 to 54, yeah.
Oh, okay. So when are you that?
No, I'm Master. I'm still Master 1. Yeah, Master 1. Yeah.
What are you weighing at the moment, Greg?
110.
Ooh, about the same as Jackson almost. 7 kilos.
111. Yeah.
That's the closest you've been in a while.
Yeah.
Sorry, actually, before I put this proposition in, we also have an absolute like newbie again, her first powerlifting comp, Zoya Timms. So she went 400 in the gym relatively easily. She's going to be in the opens as well. She goes to Bodycore and she was keen, so that's it.
Why not? Awesome.
So we'll see what she hits. Yeah, just really strong, like across the board, which is dope.
Nice. Good list of lifters, eh? So that's
and we have the bench only, obviously, as well. Mars coming down. He's going to be going for 600 plus.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Awesome.
So that's going to be fucking hectic. Hex is coming down. I know he's benching something big at the moment. I mean, he's probably going to be 250 odd. And then we've got another guy down here, Ethan.
Yeah, he was at the winter warm-up. I can't remember what he did. 220.
Yeah, I think he went 230 or something.
230, was it? Yeah.
And then he just said...
That's it. Yeah, no, he definitely wasn't a grind, so he's got more in him.
Nah.
And then we've got another guy down here, Ethan, who I'm coaching. He's quite light. He's like 80 something, and he's going to try and be. We're going in for 200.
Wow.
Nice.
So yeah, it's pretty strong across the board, which is fun.
No deadlift only.
No deadlift only. I mean, we put the bench only in because I just really wanted to see Ma hit 600 plus.
Just be honest. It's the promoters, right?
Whatever. Yeah, honestly, that was the thing. And then we had the sponsors put up some cash for it. So whoever benches the most gets an extra set of prize money. So
what is the prize money?
So first is 350.
Across
second
all of the every weight class.
Yeah, so every weight class.
Every weight class.
Hey? Yeah, every weight class. Yeah, first is 350, second is 200, and third is 100.
Nice. It's a good start,
and then biggest bench is 350 as well.
Nice.
And do you have overall?
No overall. I don't give a fuck about formula.
Marcos Hinch.
No formula in the jungle, bro.
No.
There's no weights either, but we don't talk about that.
No COVID in the jungle.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, so so you win your weight class, you're the best in that weight class.
Okay.
That's it.
Awesome.
So just no arguments. I don't really care about formula. So
no, you sure? I've heard that before actually.
But anyway, so proposition. So the comp's going to be dope. Thinking about, I think we could all meet in the one weight class, fam, at another comp.
Oh,
we could all come back together.
Showdown or
125s.
Or the Kern.
125s. Obviously, Greg can bulk up. I can bulk up. Hamish has got a cut.
Well,
yeah.
We can message Gracie and Russ and see what happens. Listen to me. I'm fucking calling him Russ.
Yeah,
Russ.
Russell. We met him once. It's Russ. Yeah, took me a while to call him Russell.
Oh, if you listen to it's hilarious when we talk to him. Greg's like, oh yeah, no, Dr. Kern, and he's like, so this is Jackson. I'm like, hi Russell. And then Greg's like,
can I call you Russell?
Do you mind if I call you Russell, or
yeah,
I've got to call you Doctor?
I do mind actually.
Yeah, you punk ass. Yeah. That was a good episode. Big news, and big comps coming up. So I'll wrap it up, boys. Jackson's Wolfpack Strong event is July 3rd. July 3rd.
Should probably be in just 2 or 3 days once this is posted, right?
Yeah, so we'll post this on Monday, so it'll be a week out. So
okay.
Jackson will be a full swing. Probably won't do a podcast that week, eh?
Maybe. Will is keen to do one in person.
Oh, you're gonna have him there.
He's coming over. Yeah, he's coming over because he's got 3 or 4 lifters doing it.
Oh, he would have had. He's got Esley.
So Esley, Colm, Brandon.
Oh, of course, he's got.
I don't want to. Yeah. I think that's it.
Nice. Okay, we'll get Will on the podcast. If you listen to this.
yeah, we'll probably do it. Me and him here, and then whoever else, met you or Hamish and stuff.
Nice. Sounds good.
Well, I might be there. I booked the wrong weekend, but so I'm going down this weekend. But yeah, I'll do 2 weekends in a row. It's no problem. I got a whole heap of year points, so
yeah,
all good. Yeah.
Oh, there we go, Greg. Just use the podcast business account and just fly down, and then we'll just do a roundtable podcast.
We'll book a 5-star Airbnb, just me and you, Greg.
That sounds good.
On the sponsors.
On the sponsors. Yeah. That's all for you. Yeah.
And we'll just do a roundtable podcast.
Awesome. That sounds good. All right, boys.
All right.
Good chat. Have fun. Peace out.
Team. Sounds good.
All right.
Later.
Laters, boys.